MJF haters have been proven wrong in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly how they were proven wrong and why MJF is better off for it. Because MJF, he went the majority of 2023 reminding us, telling us, bragging to us that there was a bidding war of 2024 upon us, right? He talked about this for a while. They incorporated that into his storylines and made him one of the most hated heels. And then he found Adam Cole, and ironically, bitter rivals turned into a friendship. They actually turned MJF babyface, one of the most hated heels in all of pro wrestling, became a babyface overnight, and a top babyface at that. Now, of course, Adam Cole betrayed MJF at World's End 2023, costing him the AEW World Heavyweight title. And then MJF took multiple months off due to injury. He comes back, and it reveals that he had re-signed with AEW. He did not, in fact, go into talks with WWE because, well, reportedly he had re-signed months beforehand. So MJF, a guy that touted publicly multiple times, he never went to the table with WWE. Sure, he may have had feelers, but he never had real talks with them because that would have been contract tampering. So he re-signs with AEW, a promotion in which had still not secured a new television deal. A company that has only been around for 5 years. A company that, in a lot of ways, has been on the decline, right? Ratings, attendance, interest. A lot of you out there think that AEW is dying. Oh, that's far from the truth. So what did MJF do that has proven the haters wrong? So if MJF had the ability to go to WWE, most of you, including myself, would say, hey, MJF would probably be a bigger star than he is in AEW. On the flip side, though, you're working a much reduced schedule, he's still getting paid handsomely, and that leads us to today's video. The reason MJF haters are wrong is the fact that, no, he did not make a mistake by signing with AEW and re-signing with them. In fact, he made the right move. Well, why is that? Well, because outside of pro wrestling, MJF, he has aspirations of becoming an actor. Now, I understand what you're saying. Well, wait a minute. He could become an actor in WWE. Yes, he could. But would he have the flexibility to take out outside projects, right? Because we've seen this in the past. Talent has to take time off from the company, most of the time extensively, right, to really break out into an acting career. Dave Bautista, he left the company. John Cena, he dabbled and then went on multiple month hiatuses. Steve Austin never really made it big. The Rock had to leave. MJF, he stayed in AEW. He's continued to appear on AEW television. In fact, he's having new roles. He had a role in the Iron Claw, albeit did not make it onto stream, but he still had a role. We have him now in Happy Gilmore 2. And right now, he's taking multiple weeks off of television after missing out on a few weeks. He's taking another extended absence. MJF is still a top star. He's used as a top star. And he's also pursuing another dream, another passion, another goal of acting. This allows him to be much more flexible in AEW with his acting career and outside wrestling pursuits than WWE would. That's just a fact of the situation. WWE, while yes, they have reduced its house shows significantly, right? The days of them running Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they're gone. Now, sure, you'll have them every once in a while. Most of the time, they're just focusing on international tours, holiday tours, etc. But the schedule is still demanding, right? WWE, they're doing more premium live events internationally than ever. AEW, while yes, they book their all-in shows, their upcoming Japan show, their Australia show, they're they're dabbling into international PLEs or pay-per-view events, but still, compared to WWE, the schedule is much, much more reduced. If you're looking at it from a pro wrestling standpoint, MJF staying with AEW than going to WWE, it's better in a whole for the industry. It helps AEW, a thriving yet distant number 2 to WWE, while also being able to employ thousands of people. It gives an alternative to WWE fans because while, yes, we all love what Triple H has done with WWE Creative and has questioned somewhat of Tony Khan's booking, don't forget that just a few short years ago, we were all huge AEW fans. Why is that? Well, because Vince McMahon was booking a horrific product. We desperately wanted an alternative in 2018. We got that in 2019, and we really, really enjoyed AEW during the pandemic when WWE was at an all-time low. It was AEW that first introduced wrestlers at ringside. It was AEW that first introduced fans at events. They were the golden pick during the pandemic era. 2021, they could have not been any hotter. MJF was a part of that. He's been a pillar of this company since 2019. He signed on the dotted line when this company had no television deal. He believed in Tony Khan just like Tony Khan believed in him. While yes, there might have been a few people that would have known who MJF was heading into 2019, it was AEW and Tony Khan that put him on the map. It was that company that made MJF a star. And while yes, loyalty can only go so far in life, MJF also understands the importance of staying true to who you are. That is Tony Khan. That is the guy that brought him to the dance. Tony Khan and MJF, they kind of go hand in hand. They don't look the same, they don't act the same, they don't talk the same, but in their minds, they're businessmen. MJF is in the business of pro wrestling. There's a difference. A lot of people like to play wrestler. AEW has too many of them. MJF, he understands what business he's in. That's the pro wrestling industry. He's here to make money, cash checks, and win championships. That's what he's done his entire AEW tenure. And while we do not know the details of his deal, MJF is going to make a lot of money for a very long time. And whether you like AEW or you don't, whether you like MJF or you don't, fact of the matter is, AEW being around and thriving, MJF being in AEW and thriving is not only good for AEW, it's not only good for MJF, but it's also good for the heart and soul and spirit of pro wrestling. So yes, MJF haters, you're wrong. MJF staying in AEW has always been the best choice for him, AEW, and wrestling fans alike. Let me know down in the comments there below, what do you think?